I'm Sue Tucker, and I am here to talk all things Toastmasters. I am here to ask the group for ideas on how we can expand the awareness and reach out to professionals, businesses, to let them know about the affordable training of Toastmasters.
Sue Tucker, give her a hand.
Thank you, Leif. Good morning, everyone. Who am I? I'm Sue Tucker, and I am a Toastmaster. I joined Toastmasters in October of 1980, and I've been there ever since. Why? Because I learned all kinds of skills that I wouldn't have gotten otherwise. And today I'm still a member because, well, I really like the people that are attracted to Toastmasters. I like how they can take, their passion and dumb it down to a general audience. And so it's become a social thing for me. But during my career, I did things in Toastmasters first, like writing newsletters, leading meetings, planning events, and then finally volunteering in other groups. And when I'd get in other groups, I'd raise my hand because I knew how to do things. What is Toastmasters? Toastmasters International is a worldwide education nonprofit organization. So they have clubs all over the world. And in Billings, we have 4 clubs. So the model is that clubs meet weekly, and basically they give speeches and they give peer feedback. So in a supportive, friendly environment, we want people to try out things like maybe the presentation they're going to give to their boss, and we can let them know, what works and maybe what they could change. The participation is key because it builds self-confidence and it ultimately leads to communication and leadership practice and personal and professional growth. Why it matters? Well, people can advance if they can communicate well. Employers need confident speakers, presenters, people that represent their company that can easily get the message out. And there's a lot of skill building, and I was just realizing that the leadership part of Toastmasters is really all voluntary, and it doesn't cost you a thing to get all this experience that I have been doing. And it's really practical, affordable training. Why it works, hands-on practice. We have the weekly meetings. There's also leadership development. We have several club officers, and those people get exposed to various things, and those are skills that transfer to any other organization. And it can include critical thinking and time management, plus the listening and leadership. So in Billings, we currently have 4 active clubs. They meet morning, noon, and night. Then we have an in-person option, we have an online only, and then we have 2 that are hybrid that have the Zoom connection, but they meet in a physical location. We're downtown and on the West End. And Toastmasters is open to anyone age 18 and older. Because we are all community clubs, we aren't tied to a corporation. Our challenge has been that the awareness. I don't know that the community knows we exist. A lot of our more recent members have been people who were in Toastmasters in Las Vegas or California, and they moved to Montana, and they seek us out because they know what it did for them down there. But we don't have a lot of people locally saying, oh, I know what that is. Right now, our membership is aging out, and so I really need a leadership succession plan so that I'm not doing it all 10 years from now. and that's what's been tricky. I can identify somebody, and then, they end up taking a different job, moving away, or whatever. But I'm wondering if maybe our promotion effort could be enhanced. Is it out of date? And are we competing with other similar programs maybe in Billings? So what I'm trying to reach is downtown businesses. We have a club that meets downtown. It would be lovely for the people who can walk over is great. Small employers, young professionals, even college and young adults. Often people say teachers and preachers need Toastmasters. And I say people who say a lot. And when you listen to, I was listening to public radio when I came down, and it just drives me nuts. So once you've been to a Toastmasters meeting and somebody counts your ums and ahs and so's and ands, you become very aware and try to take them out of your language. So my ask for this group is, how do we reach young professionals? How do we connect with small employers? Is there somebody we can talk to downtown? Are there partnerships that might help? And the other thing is, we have a short 6 to 8 week program that would focus just on basic speaking skills. And would that be of more interest or a better fit for companies right now than having people go to a noon meeting once a week? So that's my story. And this will take us into the question and answers. So I'll take it back to this picture and
Well, great job. Give her a hand, everybody. It's funny when you were talking about the a lot, that was funny. Because when I was on the radio, I realized that not only was I saying that a lot, but I was also like making like these clicking noises with my mouth. I was breathing really heavy into the microphone. It's all these things, and those are things that you guys can pick up on and really coach to. And so I took the liberty of looking up a few of everyday cliches that are overused. Safe space was on the list. Read between that. All of those kinds of things, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Question, Matt.
Yeah, I'm going to tell us.
Oh, wait.
Yes, thank you. I love the energy, though. He'll be first on the speaking topic. Yeah, here we go. So I'm going to run around, and then you're going to speak into.
One of the biggest skills I've learned through Toastmasters is just organizing meetings and the idea of a well-run, organized meeting. Almost no company that I've ever worked in has those skills natively.
An agenda?
Yeah. Agenda, actual time, idea how long things are supposed to take, and then the concept of minutes and decisions coming out of a meeting. And all of that is things that you learn at Toastmasters that is not really the main focus, but is incredibly important for business.
Added value. Really good. Thank you. What?
Hi there, I'm a Toastmasters in Sue's group, and I tell you, she's amazing with feedback, and she's super supportive. She's been really supportive, and I'm a dumpster fire when speaking, and if you saw me speak here, you know I'm still working on it.
Dumpster fire, that's another one that's overused.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for helping me. I need to expand my repertoire. I do, because you can't be using those cliches. They were invented so the stupid can communicate, is what my mother says. But what I was going to say is maybe think about changing instead of aging out, because like you, Bob, and Frosty are some of the most energetic members, and you guys are incredible with feedback, and you guys have so much energy and collective experience. I think it's over 100 years when you put all your experience together. And so just instead of saying aging out, because that kind of gets this image of feeble people who can't function, but something like that, because you're all such incredible resources. So maybe reframe that phrase.
Okay.
Aging of the guard.
Thank you. Yes. Oh,
Danielle.
Hi, Sue. Okay, so you mentioned that one of the things you needed help with was if your marketing strategy was up to date. Can you tell us about how you currently market now so that we know?
Sure. Yes. How do we market now? At this point, we're only on Facebook, really. And what I find is if I just go out and search for, say, sunrisers in Billings, you find all this out-of-date stuff. And we can't fix it. It's an article somebody wrote in 2019. But right now, that's all I'm doing is we have a couple of Facebook pages and a Facebook group. And then I have an event coming up next week that will hopefully be like an open house, a demonstration meeting to maybe bring in people who wouldn't otherwise dare to walk through the doors. And really, once people walk through the doors, they pretty much join.
So that's a great segue before Shelby goes. So your event is a week from today, the 17th, from 5:30 to 7 at the Billings Public Library in the community room. Meet and visit with Billings Toastmasters. Save the date, join us. Are you giving away like a door prize, like a big door or anything like that?
No, I haven't thought about that, unless somebody wants to donate one.
Okay, Shelby.
Yeah, Sue, I'm excited to continue the conversation with you. Nobody knows this, but I ran a Trailhead Toastmasters chapter up at Rocky Mountain College when I was up there, and I did that for, I don't know how much, I did it for a couple of years. Had a lot of college students, maybe because I gave them extra credit to go, and that helps. I'm no longer at the college anymore, but I do have a speaking business, and I think particularly with the virtual options and the local options, we don't do the ahs and ums and the practice. We're more the business of speaking. So it'd be really good to talk about how we can collaborate. And I don't know if there's any other business that's doing that type of training in town. And even if there is, who cares? We need more of it. And I think there's such a unique thing that Toastmasters offers to be able to practice those things and provide a forum for feedback. It's very similar to this environment, which is a safe space where we give feedback and it's welcome. And I think it's great. So anyway, you and I should talk about that, about how we can funnel people into different things.
Yes.
So not really a question.
Yeah.
But what do you think of that? Does that sound like something?
That sounds awesome, because I need to get out and find other people who know other people and can explain it probably better than I can. I just read somewhere that people get their first leadership job at age 30, but they don't get leadership training until about age 42. And so there's this disconnect, and I really think Toastmasters will build that confidence for someone.
Love it. I wanted to make mention, Katie, the insurance lady, is taking notes for you, so you don't have all this written down. So thank you, Katie, for that.
So you mentioned that Facebook is your one outlet, but I'm on Facebook a lot, and I already don't post enough. So people have probably seen all my stuff, but I probably post at a rate of like 1/50th of how many I should be posting, and I post pretty frequently. And I'm going to tell you that I've never, not once, seen a Toastmasters post on social media. And so I think that you could absolutely grow that audience, especially talking about a strategy you learned or what you took away or just like little pieces. And you have a huge network of people that could also be posting on those things. So I would say if your content feels old, it's because you're not posting enough, and you can post more blogs, you could post more articles, you could post more internet, you could request more people to show up, you can ask more questions, you can do all these things to hide that old information so it doesn't feel outdated. You just have to make it dated, make it new, make it relevant. Yeah.
It was funny. Is it Ziply 5 or Ziply, right? Yeah. So she posted this thing, so I know so much about her life. But she posted like an oil spill outside of her house.
I did try to reach out to them before going public.
And then the Ziply guy shows up here. I was praying for him. I'm like, oh, dude, you don't even know what's coming your way right now. But that tells you how much I know about Katie. And so, to your point, really good stuff. Go ahead.
So one of the questions I had is, have you reached out to any of like the business professors or communication professors at the universities? Because that might be an avenue to get the college-age kids in, and then they can learn more about the Toastmasters International and kind of go to the different...
Yes. One thing I've found is that they tend to send us to the career department, the career center, and there we've had some conversations with them, but we haven't been able to, get really on their docket. We tried to offer, if you've got people that do presentations at the end of the semester and want them to, practice, we're here to help. But yes, I think that's a prime category that we have not had the time really to connect with. But thanks for the reminder.
So running the meeting, I think you were talking about you need a marketing committee, people that can do that for you, right?
Yeah.
And
Okay,
I
so
seem to be I'm it right now, yes.
I was going to echo a lot of what Katie said, so she already handled that part. But do you table at events? And I might be a little biased in this moment because I just had one on Saturday, but we had 12 speakers up there, and they are not professional speakers. My event's a little weird because they're not people who thought they would be on stage. They're very new to that. But I know Shelby has some events with Achieve, and there's so many events that happen around town that I go to, and I haven't ever seen a Toastmaster table. So for you to be at events where there were people speaking, that would garner some awareness and hopefully.
another opening statement, hand in glove. That's perfect.
Yes, it's
I got to go to Mallory. She's
knowing
been
of
waiting for me.
those, it's knowing of those events and maybe what we could do. I mean, what we would present. You know, do we show up with a PowerPoint running and some information?
Flyers and information about Toastmasters, you'd be able to talk to people and educate them what it is. I have some people with like a little screen.
Donuts, candy, go.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Thanks, Sue. So I was curious when we met, a few weeks ago about this is targeted for adults, but I was imagining in my head that some of our students would really benefit from this, and they're elementary age 5 to 11. I was curious how young you think kids could benefit from this, so that they almost never get that fear of public speaking, or they work through it at a really young age and then just kind of go through it as they get older and it becomes a part of their skill set.
Yes. The only thing we have is something called youth leadership, and it is another one of the 6-week programs that goes through some kind of foundational skills of Toastmasters, of public speaking plus meeting running and so forth. I think that has usually targeted more, 12 to 18. Like we've done it for the Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, done it at the Career Center at the high school.
Speaking summer camp, I like it.
Sorry. I just had a question. Could you explain more what's involved? You mentioned members. So what is a membership at Toastmasters look like? Is there any commitment? Is there any financial or time commitment? Like, what do you expect of the people? What does it look like to be a Toastmasters member?
That's an excellent question. Yes, we are membership based. We pay dues twice a year, and it's basically $10 a month. But the real benefit is coming to the meetings, participating in the meetings every week. And sometimes you are preparing a speech. Sometimes you show up and you run the timing lights. You might.
Sometimes it could be impromptu, right? I mean, just give somebody a topic and then they got to run with it. I mean, lots of different scenarios. Right.
We have 3 parts. We have prepared speeches, impromptu speeches, and then the evaluation portion. So that's all of that happens in an hour meeting. So it runs pretty quick.
Good.
Are you doing anything with the Big Sky EDA?
No, I don't.
Well, they just had a lot of their funding cut pretty dramatically, and they work with a lot of small businesses and people trying to get to become entrepreneurs. And that might be a good partnership, or at least visit with those guys about it. I think they might be open to that.
Do you have any other information on that?
We will get it to you.
Okay.
Absolutely. Partnership, collaboration.
Emily's got her hand up.
We only have time for a few more.
Another possibility for downtown is the Downtown Billings Association. They have things you can join as a member, but because this is a service, they may be willing to share it with their members and to say, hey, if you're looking for assistance for employees, please share this.
Good one.
Thank you.
We'll get you that information too over here on this side. Emily.
I think the other is like the Billings Council, the City Council, people who go up to speak. There are a lot of people who want to speak, but they're too afraid to.
Sue, is this something that Toastmasters
internationally or just even in the U.S., are they experiencing this decline as well?
Yes. Well, and it's true of most organizations. I mean, we see that. My understanding is that is the trend with, Rotaries, Optimists, whatever. And so we're trying to fight that.
Okay. So I'm wondering if you're not doing a whole lot of collaborating with some of the other Toastmasters groups in like some larger cities or in other places, it might be really great for a couple of you to plug into, some of those groups and find out what they're doing in their local community that's really working well for them that you could model after.
Excellent idea. Because so many meetings are on Zoom now, it's easy to.
Always your hand.
Oh yeah. Daniel, where to find, you said the list of like events. How do you find that? Because I know that you're organic because you're a Billings based person, but say you have somebody who may not be as familiar with how to tap into that. How would they do that? Daniel, that's something
Yeah, there isn't a like centralized list or any place where that lives that I know of. I'm just very connected to lots of people, and I search for things on Facebook, and my algorithm knows me very well. So if there's an event in town, it tells me I should go. I would say, I don't know what kind of networking you guys do at Toastmasters, but I spend a lot of my time, like I go to business after hours on Wednesdays. Yep, I'm, here every Wednesday. I go to the Yellowstone Mental Health Alliance meetings. They meet on Wednesdays, a networking Wednesday for me. But that's how I stay into, like, I knew Ani had a conference and I knew I was putting on mine. I connected to Shelby so I know when hers are. So a lot of it is just participating in the social media world too, so that you're aware of when these things are happening.
Mm-hmm.
Have one more.
Thank you. Yeah, so far I tried to hit Billings 365 just for this event. But.
Sue, I have to tell you, I've watched and admired you for years. The fact you're like a staple in the Toastmasters community. So one, hats off to you for keeping it going. But there's so much value that you have to offer, and so I would just encourage you to keep going. You'll come across the right people, but it's such an invaluable experience. I keep saying I'm going to join, so you need to hold me
do
to
you?
that.
I didn't.
Accountability word. I want a big hand for Sue.